Hello everyone. Before starting the video, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thanks. Explaining users and roles management. In my previous video, I covered how we can downgrade a Ruckus access points firmware from Unleashed to ZoneFlex Solo or standalone. If you don't know how to downgrade a Ruckus access points firmware from Unleashed to standalone, then watch my previous video. I will also leave the link in the description. In this video, I will be covering the following topic: users and roles management. Before proceeding towards the practical section, let me briefly explain what basically the users and roles management is. The users are additional users that we create manually. By default, when we build an Unleashed network, there will only be an administrator user with full permissions. Other than that, we will have to create additional users manually, so that they can also log into the Ruckus Unleashed web management interface to perform the assigned tasks. Now what are the roles? Roles are nothing but just the permissions to perform some specific tasks by logging into the Ruckus Unleashed web management interface. When we create a role, means we are defining permissions. Permissions like which wireless networks a user can monitor or which wireless networks a user can manage. By manage I mean making changes to a wireless network. These roles are created to play with wireless networks only. When we create a role and then link that role to a specific user, that user will have the only permissions defined under that role. I won't go into the details right now. While configuring the users and roles management, we will have a better idea and will clearly understand what basically the term users and roles management is. Why is configuring users and roles important? The users and roles is crucial in environments where we have large-scale networks with multiple access points, wireless networks and other network devices. Having said this will be overwhelming for a single person to manage, monitor and troubleshoot the network if get into a network problem. So, to distribute the workload efficiently, the users and roles come into play. We can divide the workload by creating additional users, other than the administrator, with limited permissions, according to their responsibilities, to distribute the workload. In simple terms, multiple users will be assigned different levels of access permissions. For example, one user will be responsible for monitoring designated wireless networks, while other user will be responsible for making any changes to the designated wireless networks, if required. Setting up users and roles will help a network engineer to improve the overall network performance and promptly troubleshoot the overall network. I hope that this explanation will help you understand why configuring users and roles is important. So without further delay, let's proceed towards the practical section. Configuring users and roles management. Practical section. To configure Ruckus Unleashed users and roles management, I will have to go to the Ruckus Unleashed web management interface. So, I will open an internet browser, where I already have accessed the Ruckus Unleashed web management interface of my test network. I will scroll down and go to the Admin and Services tab. I will expand this tab. Select the System Info. On the right side, we can see the box with the name System Version. This is basically the current Ruckus Unleashed firmware version, which I am working on while making this video. Let's go towards Role Management. Click on the roles here, under the System tab. On the right side, it says, use these features to add new roles and apply policies. You can also update existing roles, which are listed in this table. By default, there is only one pre-configured role, which is the default role, and this role has allowed permissions to access and manage all the wireless networks. The name of this role is default and, in the description it says, allow access to all WLANs or wireless networks. If I select this default role and press the edit button, all the settings of this role will be displayed. These are the options that we have to configure while creating a new role. On the top, the first text box is for the name of this role. In the description, we can type anything, as per our convenience. The group attributes. This is for the Active Directory groups, if RuckusUnleashed network is integrated with the Active Directory. Since our Unleashed network has no integration with the Active Directory, so, while creating a new role, we will always leave this field empty. Here we have the important settings or permissions, which require attention and must be configured properly. The first important setting is the policies. We have to select the WLANs or wireless networks, which a user will have access to. Under the policies, it has two options. Number 1. Allow access to all WLANs. In the default role, allow access to all WLANs option is selected. Means that a user with the default role will have access to all the wireless networks on a RuckusUnleashed web management interface. Number 2. Allow access to specific wireless networks. If we want a user to have access to some specific wireless networks, then we must select the second option and then choose the specific wireless networks. Next is the guest password. In the default role, allow guest pass generation option is checked, means that a user with this default role can also generate passwords for guests. This option is required if we have a guest network configured on our network. The next important setting is the type of administration. It means, how can a user administer the wireless networks? There are two types of administration. The first one is super admin. A super admin can make changes to the wireless networks, which are selected under the policies settings. The second one is monitoring. If the monitoring option is checked, it means that a user with this default role cannot make any changes to the wireless networks selected under the policies settings. With the monitoring type of administration, a user can only monitor the wireless networks on the Unleashed web management interface. Remember that the option Allow Unleashed Administration must be checked. If not, a user will not be able to log into the RuckusUnleashed web management interface to perform the assigned tasks. I will not make any changes to the default role because I will create new roles from scratch to show you how we will create and configure a new role. So, I will press the Cancel button now to close the default roles configuration page. Creating a new role. Let's start creating a new role. To create a new role, press the Create button. Create New page will open. In the name box, type the name of this role. I am going to make this role for monitoring purpose only, so I will name this role as Monitoring. In the description field, I will type the description for my convenience, that is, to monitor a specific WLAN or wireless network. Since I do not have any Active Directory integration, so I will leave the group attribute field empty. Under the Policies section, I will choose the option Specify Wireless Network or WLAN Access. And then I will select a specific wireless network that a user can monitor. The user with this role can only monitor this specific wireless network. We may either choose all WLANs or we can select multiple wireless networks if we want to. Okay, since I do not have any guest network, so I will leave the guest password option for now. Under the administration, I will first check the option Allow Unleashed Administration because if this is not checked, then the user will not be able to log into the RuckusUnleashed network. After checking the Allow Unleashed Administration option, now, I will choose the second type of administration, which is Monitoring Admin. The user that we assign this role to will only be able to monitor the wireless network selected under the Policies section, which is Mac AP. This role configuration for monitoring is completed. So, I will press the OK button to create this role. The first role has been created successfully. Now, to create another role for management purposes, I will again click on the Create button and, this time I will name this role as Administration. In the description field, I will type the description for my convenience, that is to make changes to the specific wireless network. Again, I will leave the group attribute field empty. I can select the option, Allow access to all WLANs, but, since I am making this role, to allow management access to a specific WLAN, so again, I will select the option, Specify wireless LAN access, and I will select the same wireless network, which is Mac AP. I will leave the guest pass generation option unchecked. Under the Administration section, first I will check the checkbox, which says, Allow Unleashed Administration, but this time, I will select the Super Admin option here. Means that, if we select the Super Admin, then the user this role is assigned to, will be able to make changes to the wireless networks, which we selected above under the Policies section, that is Mac AP. I will press the OK button to create this role. Now, we have 3 roles under this table. First is the default one, which will allow access to all wireless networks. The second is the monitoring, which is for monitoring only. This role will allow a user to simply monitor specific wireless networks. The third type of the role is administration, which will allow a user to make changes to the selected wireless networks. Let's proceed towards creating new users. Creating users and assigning a role. The next thing is, to create the additional users and, then assign roles to the newly created additional users. Now I'll go to the User tab. Here we can see, it says, this table lists all current user accounts, along with basic details. We can edit, update or delete a user account from here. Okay, so currently, by default, we have no additional users under this table. We have to create one from scratch. To create a new user, press the Create button. Create New page will appear. In the username field, simply type the name of the user. We can type anything we want to. I will name this user as Monitor. Full name field is optional. We can leave this field empty if we want to. But I will type the word Monitor here. In the password section, we will enter the password and, for confirmation, in the next field, which is confirmed password, we will retype the password again. By default, when we create a new user, the default role will be assigned to the user, until and unless we choose a different role. It means, by default all the users will have access to all WLANs, and they can also make changes to all the wireless networks. Since I want this user to monitor a specific wireless network only, hence, I have to select the role that has the permissions to monitor specific wireless networks only. So, I will press the drop-down arrow and select the role Monitoring that I created just before in this video. If we want to edit this role, simply press the Edit button. The same page will appear. Here we can edit this role by changing the configurations. We can also create a new role from here by simply pressing the plus button. Now, press the OK button to create this user with monitoring role assigned. The first user with monitoring role assigned has been created successfully. To edit a user's information, simply select the user and then press the Edit button. User Settings page will open. Change the information, if required, and then press the OK button to save changes. To create another user, I will again press the Create button and, this time, I will name this user as admin-test. The full name, again we can leave this field empty, if you want to. We will enter the password and then retype the password for confirmation. This time, I will select the role administration from the drop-down list, because I want this user to have the administration permissions, so that this user can make changes to the specific wireless networks that I selected while configuring the role named administration. Now I'll press the OK button to create this user. Oh, an error message appears, saying, the username can only contain alphanumeric characters, underscore, periods and Chinese. Means that, we have to change the name as per the rules of RuckusUnleashed network. So, I will press the OK button. Now, I am going to name this user as testadmin, without any space. Press the OK button to create this user. Both the users named, monitor and testadmin with assigned roles, have been created successfully. Now, we have two users. The first one is the monitor user with the role monitoring and, the second one is the testadmin with the role administration. Means that, the first user monitor, can only monitor the specific wireless networks. The second user testadmin with administration role, will be able to make changes to the selected wireless networks. Testing users with assigned roles. Now, to test the newly created users and permissions, I will open another internet browser and enter the full URL address of the RuckusUnleashed web management interface. Press the Enter button. Press the Advanced button and then the link given below. The login page will appear. First, I will enter the first user, which is monitor, and then enter the password. Once we do that, press the Unleash button. The user has successfully logged into the RuckusUnleashed web management interface. Now, we'll check the permissions that was defined while creating the role named monitor. So, we will expand the Wi-Fi Networks tab. Under this tab, if we double-click the wireless network that we selected while creating the monitoring role, which is MAC AP, we will see that there is only one and single button available here, which is the Cancel button. Meaning that we can only monitor this wireless network but cannot make any changes to the wireless networks. Even if we try to make changes to this wireless network, we won't be able to save the changes. The same way, if we press another wireless network, this user has no permission to make any changes to this wireless network either. Let me check something else, that either this user will be able to make any other changes on the Unleashed network. So, for testing, we will go to the Admin and Services tab. I'll expand this tab. If we wanted to press the Apply button, this user with the monitor role won't be able to apply any changes. As we can see, the disabled icon in red appears whenever we try to press the Apply button. Means that this user cannot make any changes to any of the properties on the RuckusUnleashed network. Hence, it has been confirmed that the user named monitor with monitoring role to monitor the wireless networks can log into the RuckusUnleashed web management interface and perform the specific task defined under the monitoring role. To test another user, I will log out from here. On the login page, this time, I will enter the name of the second user named testadmin. In the password field, enter the password. Press the Unleash button. The user named testadmin, with administration role, has been successfully logged into the RuckusUnleashed web management interface. To verify the permissions defined under the administration role assigned to this user named testadmin, I will expand the Wi-Fi Networks tab. Scroll down and double-click on the Wi-Fi network that we selected under the role administration. We will see now there are two buttons available here. First one is the OK button and the second one is the Cancel button. It means that this user with the administration role can make changes to this Wi-Fi network, or we can say that this user can make changes to the wireless network's configuration. Let me make some changes. If I press the OK button, changes will be saved, but I do not want to make any changes for now. So, I will press the cancel button. If I go to another Wi-Fi network's properties, the same buttons, OK, and the cancel, are available here as well. Means that this user can make changes to any wireless network. To further check the permissions, if I go to the Admin and Services tab, and try to press the Apply button, it will work now. Upon pressing the Apply button, it says, Processing, means that this user can make changes to other properties of RuckusUnleashed network as well, which actually we didn't define under the role named Administration. All we want this user to allow access and manage permissions to the selected Wi-Fi network, which is Mac AP. Now wait. There is something very important that I must share with you. A question, which may arise in our mind and, it should be, is, while configuring the monitoring and administration roles, we only allowed access permissions to a specific Wi-Fi network. Then how is it possible that all the Wi-Fi networks are visible to both users, despite we selected only a specific Wi-Fi network? Why can the user with the administration role can make changes to other configurations of the RuckusUnleashed network, which we really don't want to? Why is this? When I was making this video and I found this problem with the current firmware, I contacted the Ruckus support team and explained this problem. They replied with an email, which I am going to display on the screen. They also tested and confirmed that this problem exists. It should not happen. So let's see and wait, when will the Ruckus developers team solve this problem? Maybe this problem will be resolved in some next upcoming update. Now I will log out this user and minimize the browsers. That's it. We have successfully tested both the users with assigned roles. Deleting a role. To delete a role, I'll go to the roles and try to delete a role. If I select a role and press the delete button, a confirmation message appears saying, do I really want to delete this role? I say yes. An error message appears, saying, this role is referred to by user test admin and cannot be deleted. Means that this role is assigned to a user named test admin. That is the reason this role cannot be deleted right now. If I select another role and again try to delete this role, a confirmation message appears, followed by an error message, saying, this role is referred to by the user monitor, and cannot be deleted. To delete a role, if already assigned to a user, we must unlink that role from the user first and then delete the role. So, I'll go to the users. I will show you how to make it possible to delete different roles. The first method is, if we no longer require a user, that the role is to be deleted is linked to, then simply delete the user. The role that was linked to this user will automatically be unlinked. We can delete that role afterwards. So, I will simply delete this user. The second method is, select the user and press the edit button. Simply, change the role to some other role that is defined. In this case, I will change the role to default, because this is the role that we don't want to delete. Now, the default role is linked to this user and the administration role has been unlinked. Press the OK button. Both the roles that we wanted to delete are now unlinked. Now, I will go to the Roles tab and try to delete the roles again one by one. Upon deleting a role, a confirmation message will appear and, after confirmation, all the roles, which are now unlinked, will be deleted successfully. That's it. We have successfully deleted the roles that are linked to users. Cloning a role and user. Cloning means creating a duplicate of a role or user, but with same configurations and permissions. If we want to clone a role, or if we want to duplicate a role, simply select the role and then press the clone button. Make the changes to this role and save the role with a new name. This role will be saved with a new name but the same configurations if we didn't change any. I will close this page and go to the Users tab now. If we want to clone a user with the same configurations, simply select the user and then press the More button. From the drop-down menu, we can choose to clone a user, print the user details or import a list of users. We have learned how to clone a role or user, print the user's details and import a list of users. That's it. I hope we all now have a better idea what basically the users and roles management is and how to configure it properly to distribute the workload. Thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, then please do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Hi. If you liked this video, then don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Also leave your query in the comments section below. I will be more than happy to entertain. Thanks. Next video. How to recover a password. In my next video, I will practically show you how we can recover a forgotten password of the RuckusUnleashed web management interface.